What's going on, people? Welcome back to AFTV. Join us for the preview of Arsenal versus Newcastle in the Premier League, a 5:30 p.m. kickoff here at the Emirates. Man City are top. What Uganda do about it? We're going to Uganda on Friday, people. So check out all the content coming your way from Uganda, as you may know. But let me let you know this. This preview is sponsored by NordVPN. Thank you very much to NordVPN. I'm a big fan of Nord.
Saturday, 3 o'clock. What have I got to watch? Gardening shows. Yeah.
Yo, Rob, you watching this game? Bro, Eze's on fire.
How are you watching that? You can't watch 3 o'clock games in the UK.
Bro, what do you mean? I'm watching the full game now, live.
How though? You're not abroad?
No, bro, with NordVPN, my laptop thinks I am, but with one click, boom, I'm on holiday.
Are you serious? I'm here watching someone plant potatoes, and you're watching Eze tearing it up.
No, I ain't having that.
I'm only joking with you. You know we can't do that in the UK. But if I wanted to, it would work perfectly. Bro, whether it's football, soaps, you know me, Love Island when we're away, you know what I mean? All those things, whatever your family's into, NordVPN's got you covered. And with Threat Protection Pro, there's none of that cyber nonsense, no scammers, none of that, just smooth streaming. So hurry up and get involved, bro. Come on, you're missing out.
All right, I'm convinced. I'm signing up right now. Go to NordVPN/AFTV for an exclusive deal.
Don't need to go into it too much. You don't know I've already got it. I'm currently in New York, which I always am. I use it daily. Make sure you guys click the link in the description and get your NordVPN discount as well. Right, Arsenal versus Newcastle this Saturday. City are top, I did mention that. You said actually before we started recording, you're a bit shameful standing in front of Arsene Wenger holding the Premier League title. This should have been our year. This could have been potentially, I don't think people will agree with this, but it's going to be Mikel standing with a Premier League title, maybe a statue one day, but that's probably not going to happen from the energy I've got from you before we started recording.
Bro.
City only won 1-0 the other day.
Man,
It's possible.
This club, man, they just put you through the mire, innit? They just put you through the mess, man. Yeah. Listen, it's just one of those things that I think right now I am just quite low with this club, but I do think there has to be a little more of a level-headed, and I mean, the players can't be thinking what I think and how I think.
No.
They have to go out there and, I mean, I'm sure everyone said it, but it is now like, it is a shootout. It's a shootout.
It is a shootout.
We've got to kind of come out on top.
I hope they're still believing though, because like you said, City only won 1-0 against Burnley, and listen, you still may not believe that gives you a chance to win the league. But I just spoke to Lee Judges and he said, no, I think we can still go on and do it now. They didn't batter them. They're probably feeling the nerves as well. If we just find something in our mind mentality, because I think people keep saying Arsenal's mentality isn't there. They can find something to say, go all out, go and win your games. I think we've got the easier running towards the end of the season. Let's hope they can go on. Starting this Saturday against Newcastle, they're not in great form. We're going to get your thoughts and feelings. I know you probably get stopped by Arsenal fans as much as we all do and say, come on, what are you thinking? I think it's possible. It starts this Saturday. My life is good by Arsenal. My life is very good by Arsenal, but if they can get this over the line, everyone can be happy. The sun's back out now. There was talks of parades a few weeks ago. I know now that is slowly capitulating, but let's hope we can get those talks back. And all that it takes is a big victory against Newcastle for me this weekend. How are you feeling ahead of this game, Laurie? Are you confident? Like I said, you know about Newcastle. I'm sure you've done a bit of research. They haven't been great. Yeah. They're not in form. Their fans are questioning Eddie Howe. What are you feeling ahead of this game Saturday? Are we both in bad form, Arsenal and Newcastle?
You know what? First and foremost, I feel a little bit surreal. Like, you get up this morning and you see that City are now topping the table. You're like, bro, we were...
11 days ago, we were 9 points.
Whoa, you go back to August. We were topping the table. And now with 5 games to go, we're all of a sudden relegated to second. I just can't believe it. It just feels surreal to me. That being said though, I mean, listen, there are 5 games left and we have to win those 5 games. Now, a lot of people, you just mentioned it yourself, the running is less challenging or easier, whatever term you want to use. And yes, it is. But here's the thing, Cecil. We are not playing well right now, whereas City are. Okay, people saying, they only won 1-0. They won. You know what I mean? They won. They got the job done, and in recent games we haven't. So that is a bit of a concern for me. The fact that recently, okay, you can argue that the performance picked up against City. Yes, it did, but we didn't win. We lost. So we have to find a win from somewhere. Let's hope that on Saturday we can do that. As you said, Newcastle are not in a great run of form right now. Their confidence is low, their morale is low. As you said, Cecil, people questioning whether the manager will be there soon, or in the long term anyway. So you would have thought that Arsenal are favourites for this game, and yes, we are technically, but I'm just a little bit worried. In particular with the front three, they're just not performing well at the moment.
Do you know, it's so funny, that phrase, we've got the easier run. We make anyone look good. Like, that is the God's honest truth.
But Newcastle are 14th as well. I know. Listen,
I mean,
we played against
Wolves.
I know. There's Wolves.
But what did we have before that? A couple of games before we played Southampton.
Who were not in this league. Yeah.
They're even worse. Come on, like, let's be fair, man. Like, it's this team. You just, so as I said, you can't trust this team. And that, I think that,
not even the performance sort of City that's not giving you a new lease of life. Say that if they do that.
Can I just say that I think we need to talk about this for a quick second, right? Yes, the performance against City was better, but I'm hearing some Arsenal fans, we were a better team, we deserve. No, we didn't. We lost. The performance was better than we played against Bournemouth, but then you could argue you couldn't get much worse than that. Yes, we were in the game. Yes, we created some chances. Did we take them? No, we didn't. And it was the same problem. The front three are not, they're misfiring.
I thought that the game plan was actually not too bad. I thought there was many good points about that Man City performance. So I think if I'm trying to be very calm and level-headed, I do think that what some fans may say about the performance and stuff like that, you can see you have some understanding about that.
There was some positives.
But a draw would have been a fair result.
I think a draw.
No, but it wasn't. We didn't get a draw. We need to stop.
But where I go is, and I think that's just in life. I think you always have to feel like you have a crutch in life, and you can trust people. You can trust somebody. You have your confidant. You have your partner, whoever it is. And when you get to the stadium and you see these players on such high money wages and stuff like that, you want to have a certain base level of performance, and we have nothing. Our performance just fluctuate. So we have the performance against Man City, but we've had 7-8 games prior to that where it's been absolutely diabolical, and we've been crawling past games.
And let's keep it 100, Cecil. We scored one goal in that game, and it came rather fortuitously. Now, don't get me wrong, Havertz did well to close down the keeper, but that was more down to the keeper error than it was us creating through, passing through the lines and scoring. We haven't done that in a while, and even when we have created chances, the front three are not taking them. So there's some real concerns. I mean, I'm hearing fans talking about, we've got to beat Newcastle by 3-4 goals. Bro, let's just concentrate on getting the win.
But saying that, and I'm sure we'll get into it, we need to. Yeah. We need to win, because the opposition that we're playing against, they're dead on their feet.
Correct.
So we're in a bad position. They're in a diabolical position. And again, we're in a bad position because of the optics of being top for X amount of days and stuff like that. But they're just overall bad. They're overall bad. But so, I mean, it could be shackles off moment for them, or we could just put the pace in on them and actually come in and fill our boots.
Well, that's it. I think you can do that negative mindset and look at, we didn't do it against, like we said at the start, Southampton and Bournemouth. But then I look at Newcastle, and you're right, they seem shot. There's no Anthony Gordon for this game from what we know time of recording. Livramento I don't think is available as well. They've been losing. I think they lost 4 out of their last 5 fixtures. Both, by the way, a lot of those results being 2-1. They really do, at the back end of the games, they seem to just capitulate. It seems when things are going wrong, it's the back end of games. From the 85th minute onwards is where Newcastle seem to falter, which, funny enough, if you actually look back at the game we played against them at their place, we scored a last minute winner as well. So that seems to now be returning to Newcastle's form. So can they keep this high intensity football? I don't think they can. That's what they seem. That's what I know of Newcastle. It's rock and roll football, especially when they're at St James's Park. But
not when they come to the Emirates, though. They tend to park up the bus.
Correct. I remember the 0-0 draw here where they just stunk out the place. They wasted time.
And let's be honest, if you're Eddie Howe, you're not going to come and play expansive football this weekend, are you?
Definitely.
I think though, what does give us a little bit of a reprieve if we've had 7 days off, and it's quiet.
Yeah.
Well, 6 days, that's because we played on Sunday. We've had a week off. The players can recoup, recover. We can sort of start to get a bit of, dare I say, momentum.
Is the pressure less or is it even more?
No.
Okay, I just need to know. Like,
Did you see the interview with Tyler Adams?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
your boy, isn't it?
yeah. Well,
So
I've
you
worked
saw
with
what
the
he said
US,
about how the Bournemouth players felt Arsenal were coming under pressure from the fans. That's going to be the same on Saturday. Because the stakes are so high, there's so much jeopardy in this game. That can you imagine if we've gone 10, 15, 20 minutes without a goal? Every misplaced pass, every underhit pass, every overhit pass, every missed opportunity is going to be met by groans, and that's going to put more pressure on the players. So what's typically happened in recent games is that we started well, we've not scored, and then things have kind of
And you know what, it's funny because, you know, at the start of the day, every single time you see a lot of the players have their traditional walk. There's no better walk than coming and seeing this. Genuinely. What more can spur you on? You've got 5 games left. 5, that's it.
lighting fires in training.
And you theoretically have to only leave London once in the next, 5 weeks? Because we have to go to Atletico. All our games are at home in London. All of them.
Well, we do have an advantage insofar as we've got 2 home games before City play
Yes,
next.
but what I'm saying is we play at home 2 games in a row against Newcastle, Fulham.
That's right.
I know we've got Crystal Palace in the last game, and don't we have Burnley as well?
Yeah. So
and we've got Atletico home.
Yeah.
So we've only got Atletico Madrid away.
It's the only away. Yeah.
It's the only away.
When you leave London,
you've got it all set up. You've literally got it. Dare I say? Your brother, it's all in your hands. It literally is.
They said that a lot the other night as well. The commentator said that a lot.
That sounds
in the Man City game.
correct.
No, but now
But
there's
in
no excuses. There's no. I'm not putting up with any of this. You either win and leave, Arteta, or you don't win and you still leave.
Well, that's. I think what he's saying is what I was going to ask the people that are watching this and listening to this, because I feel like now everyone is becoming a manager because of Arsenal, because rightly so. Like when things were going well and was winning and was winning set pieces and all that, and things were all good, we had our opinions, but I think they weren't as loud. But now that it feels like it's falling apart, now everyone wants to be a manager, want to have their 2 pence in, want to help Arsenal try and get over the line. I think what Lee is saying, surely the players are now looking at it.
We've got Mr. Henry Winter in the background. Big up Henry.
Big up Henry Winter. So and I think you're right. There's 5 games left. Like surely as players you say, it has been rough. Now City are here. They're on top of the Premier League of time of recording because of goals scored. But there's only 5 games left, and I didn't even think of that. They're not leaving really London unless it's the Champions League. And then obviously if we go through, you might have to play again and you might have to go to Bayern and whatnot. But right now, for the Premier League, there's 5 games left. Surely, no matter if your legs are tired, they're getting heavy, you think, do you know what? I can see the finish line.
No, but you know what? You are right about that, and I'm trying not to sound negative, because normally, I mean, you could. With me, I was one of the most positive fans.
Same.
I couldn't see a word where we didn't win the title.
Same.
And I still think we can win it. We can win it. Whereas before I was thinking we're gonna win it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you're right. There's 5 games left, and people are saying, "Oh, the games we've got are less challenging than the ones that City have got." But you have to remember the run of form we're on at the moment. And for me, you know where it all went wrong, Cecil? It went wrong in the Carabao Cup final, because prior to the Carabao Cup, if you look at the trajectory of results, City were in poor form. They hadn't won in their previous 5 games before the Carabao Cup final. Whereas we were on a winning run, we were 9 points clear, everything was looking rosy. We went into that game as favourites. What happened was, in the Carabao Cup final, I was at that game, you were there, we didn't play well, especially in the second half. We lost convincingly, and things have kind of gone downhill from there. Whereas City, they have picked up. After winning that cup, they instilled some belief in them. They're on a bit of a tear right now. Whereas us, we're struggling, especially up top.
But if we can target Newcastle and we can get a few goals, and City, because City are also that 1-0 does give a little life to say it's not
but they
completely
won,
done. I know, but if we can just find something within us, 5 games, those players, I'm done with hearing about pressure and I'm done with hearing about that anymore. Go and just say, look, 5 games. That's it. Right, let me just read some stats. And we did hear from Matty Renon as well, which I'm gonna cut to that as well straight after I've said these stats. Newcastle are winners in their last 13 Premier League away games against Arsenal. They've drawn 1 and lost 12 of them, and have scored just 1 goal in the last 9 visits to the Emirates. There's some good information.
Along comes knock, Dr. Arsenal. You know they say Dr. Tottenham, right? If you need a win, come to Dr. Tottenham. Knock, Dr. Arsenal. all aboard, choo choo, because that is exactly what you know what's going to happen.
Arsenal have lost their last 2 Premier League matches, losing 2-1 against Bournemouth and Manchester City. They haven't lost 3 league games in a row since April 2022, which was also the last time they went 1-0 down in 3 games consecutively. Last stat, Arsenal have a 73% win ratio when Bukayo Saka is in the team. That is in the starting 11.
You know what? With respect, Cecil, all that you've just said there, whilst it may all be facts, it means nothing on Saturday. You have to win. People are talking about, we got to win by 3 or 4. Me personally,
No, you just got to win the game.
we just got to win.
Yeah,
the
we just
game.
gotta win the game.
If we score more goals, fine. But the problem is at the moment, we're not scoring enough goals.
And look, people ain't gonna like me in the comments. I don't actually care.
I don't like you.
The fact, I mean, it is what it is. Just pay my bills. But what I will say is, genuinely speaking, and again, people aren't gonna like what I say, but even Saka returning doesn't make a difference to me. When did he step up in the clutch moments at the end of the season in the Premier League?
No, that's not fair.
No,
He
it
does.
is fair. It's
I don't think he's not going to be back in there.
no.
Like,
Like again, when you actually look at the cold hard facts, every season, it's also part of his responsibility to step up, and he hasn't. I'm not sitting here saying that he doesn't deserve his money, he's not a good player, he's not our star boy, but I'm just talking about at the clutch part of the end of the season, he has never ever stepped up and got us over the line. And I'm not saying it's all on him, it's not. I'm saying he's a big
We've
part.
missed Saka, man.
Yeah,
Seriously,
we
we've
have,
missed him.
but it's also fair to look, all gloves are off now. No one's safe from the ritual that or the criticism.
I think that's kind of fair.
the criticism
No, you're
that
right.
will happen.
Like if we don't win,
Yeah,
I
if we
think
don't,
everyone should be shown.
There's
Everyone
no
has to
one.
understand.
So I'm not here to save or protect one of my favourite players, one of the favourite players that has ever graced and played for Arsenal in Saka. He is also gonna get as much corn as everyone else, because for me, I don't think that he's done nearly enough in the crunch
To be
moments.
fair to know,
Everyone
he's
has
been carrying
parts,
injuries for pretty much.
No,
most
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah,
season.
that's
I'm
fair,
talking
that's
about in over the last 4 or 5 years, he's never stepped up in the crunch moments. So you mentioned 73%. That doesn't matter to me,
100%.
because when he plays in the crunch moments, we don't even. It's not like a guaranteed banker in the crunch moments that he's going to do anything to help us.
There was a stat about
Come on,
April and Arsenal and the win ratio, but I just left it out. I just couldn't bother to say it. I don't want to be.
Let's not make out like that him coming back at this time of the season means it's automatic. We're getting over the line.
I'm more thinking that it's been a collective
Yeah, it
failure
is.
across
No,
the front
it
three
has.
in
It
particular.
has.
Because if you look at the goalkeeper, great. Defence, really good. Still got the best defensive record in the Premier League, by the way. Midfield, it's stuttering a little bit. The problems is 10 upwards. From you get to the creator, 10, that's been sketchy. And then the front three, they've been abysmal in the last few. Let's be honest.
And the
but they're
manager,
not-
talk about it, get him in there as well. Get him in there. He's another one. Let's not forget him. We talk about these players, definitely.
But let's talk about the front three. Which one of those front 3-4? If you talk about Madueke,
Don't mention him.
Gyökeres,
Don't mention him.
Martinelli, Trossard, and Havertz, that's 5. Which one of those guys recently have put in performances that you think, yeah, man, I'm confident we're going to get goals and they're going to score? All of them are misfiring right now. All of them.
This is why I do feel worried about the whole goal tally. And as I said, if it comes down to who's going to score more goals, I think City will pip us to that. But if it comes down to points and who dropped points,
Look at their
I
front
think
three.
Arsenal could do it. Yeah, they're flying. But I just hope Arteta's got at training at the moment with the boys and just saying, we're going to change some things up and let you guys just go.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
let's try something
what does it
different.
say that Marmoush, who doesn't get a game for City, is our best attacker? What does that say?
It's our best attacker, yeah?
What do you mean right now?
Right
If he
now,
was in the team?
yeah, right now.
okay.
Not including Saka, obviously. Like, I said what I said about Saka, but he is still a better player than Marmoush. My point is that Marmoush is on the bench, just riding the bench, whilst we've got to. I said this only a few weeks ago. Every time I look at, I have to watch Madueke. It's blood in my eyes. I feel to gouge them out, having to sit there and watch him dribble the ball out. Can't control himself. He has no control.
But it's not just Madueke,
No,
though.
he
No,
is
it's a lot of
the
the attack.
worst. He is the worst. I don't
think he's been that
he
bad.
is so bad.
I
His
swear.
heart is unbelievable.
I'll get pelters for it, but I don't think he's been that bad.
I told you every
think
time
people go a bit
it is
too
the
far.
biggest footballing ick having to watch him play. It makes me sick.
I think at times
he's so bad.
I like the positivity. I like that he runs at his players. But again, it's all good. Everyone keeps saying about end product. Sometimes I do
goodness
see some. I
gracious.
think
Are
some
we
people go a
getting
bit
any end product
overboard.
from the left-hand side? I mean, don't get me wrong, Trossard to be fair, he put in
He put
an
the
excellent
cross in.
crossing
Yeah, he put the
for
cross in.
Havertz, but then Havertz misses a
It's not the
fairly
front line.
regulatory
The front line
chance.
is a problem. But listen,
That's what I'm saying.
Again,
Forget about Madueke, they're all in it. That whole front line is misfiring badly.
now we've done a lot of talk and our thoughts and feelings around Arsenal, and it does seem a bit, flat and low here. But let's hear from Matty Renon, because I'll be honest, he's just as low as us, and he's in completely different levels. They're at 14th, we're at 2nd. So let's hear what Matty has to say ahead of this game. Yes, Matty, thank you for joining me. If you guys don't know, I'm sure you do know Matty from the Magpies channel. It's a very popular channel. Go follow him, go support him. We are playing Newcastle, and you are the best person to speak to, in my opinion, when it comes to Newcastle. And right now, it seems like you guys aren't doing. I mean, let me not get arrogant. Right now, we're not doing the greatest either. We've just got the top of the table from time of recording. So let's talk about you guys. Obviously, a few bad results of late. I need to know. Firstly, Anthony Gordon not available. Is that correct? From what he's not going to be available for this game on the weekend.
Apparently so. Yet again, hip injury. Yeah,
Injury.
not feeling that one at all. Not feeling that one after that.
Okay.
Eddie Howe said fully committed players only, and then Gordon's dropped all of a sudden.
Interesting.
Read into that one, Cecil. Read into that one.
I mean, for me as an Arsenal fan, it's good news. Listen, I don't want anyone injured. Of course not. I don't wish injury upon anyone. But as it comes to performance-wise, he's a very good player. So let me ask you about Eddie Howe then quickly, Matty, because he must be under pressure now. I think throughout the season, you guys have been like, we're backing him, with him, not with him. Don't know if we need a manager. I've seen it from a few Newcastle fans. But now, where are you at? Is he on the knife edge?
Well, he's off it for me. I think it's time for change, Cecil. I think the cycle's come to a natural end. I think we need a new voice. We need a new idea. It's time for a new era at Newcastle United Football Club for me. Listen, he's been here nearly 5 years. Look at the average lifespan of a Premier League manager. You've kept yours too long. Yeah. City, you've got Pep Guardiola. And then after that, Eddie Howe's the third longest serving manager in the country. And you can't be spending 700 million since he came in and be sitting in 14th and have, newly promoted rival Sunderland ahead of you in the league. Yes, he's done amazing things for us. Won us the cup last year, 2 Champions League qualifications. But the football has been atrocious lately. His in-game management is terrible. His tactics are the same old, which is clearly being found out now. Yeah. Once Isak left and he didn't have the high press up front, Nick Voltemade is a very good technical footballer, in my opinion.
What's going on, He's not. Yeah, what happened there? Because, bro, listen, let's talk quickly because it's thrown me. Voltemade was, when we played you guys, a dangerous strike. He scored, and listen, I know we won that game, but it was last minute. We were on the ropes that game. We'll talk about that in a second because a lot of results have been 2-1 last minute. Newcastle not winning. It's funny that stuff happened at the start of the season. It's now happening in the back end of the season for you guys. But Voltemade was a striker. I've seen him drop into midfield. I've seen him be moved. So is he playing? Is he going to be playing Saturday? Is he favoured? Is he not favoured? Is he going to be playing up front? Is it Osulu or what's going on?
It's going to be Osula because he can run. Eddie Howe just wants athletes. Eddie Howe just wants quick players. Voltemade leads the line for Germany. You've seen it. We watched the game together at St. James's Park earlier in the season, Cecil. Like you say, he scored 6 out of his first 7 games. And then as soon as he had a little blip, he was like, oh, well, let's give Wissa a try. Wissa's been shocking. And, he did get a bad injury when he first came with Congo. But since then, that was months ago. And he just looks like a shadow of him for myself. One of the worst signs ever, to be honest. 55 million for a 29-year-old. 55 million. And then you've got Osula, who's starting ahead of the pair of them, who cost £10 million from Sheffield United, who would try to sell on deadline day. So it is a mess. Mate, an absolute mess, but I would love to see Voltemade play, but he won't.
So you think Osula will start up top?
It'll be Osula, Bonds, and Elanga maybe. Again, Elanga, £50 million. Goodness me!
Wow! Do you know? I didn't know that you spent this much money on these players. I know you made a lot of you made a lot of signings, but this is big money. And okay, 700 million. You said now his time's probably up because he's not really producing. You obviously, like you mentioned, in 14th. But do you think? Well, let me get your thoughts on things ahead of the game. Are you nervous? Are you confident? Because I know your results will probably put you in the not the confident category. But when it comes to Arsenal, everyone seems to play up against Arsenal. Even that game at your place, it was a tight game, and I think Arsenal do they struggle against teams that are full throttle. And I think I paint Newcastle that brush, that they'll go for it. Whether they can sustain that, can they sustain that level? I don't know. From the results, I'll say they can't sustain the high press, the fasting behind, the rock and roll football that I'm used to from Newcastle. So what is your thoughts ahead of this game? Are you confident? And do you think they'll try and stick to what they've been doing? You said Eddie Howe doesn't really change things up. Do you think they'll stick to the way he's been playing to try and get a result?
I think I would be confident because of seeing you lately against Bournemouth, against Southampton, even though you were good against Man City. But Newcastle's record at the Emirates in the league, Cecil, is horrific. We haven't won there since 2010 in the league. And I think at the minute, with the pressure on Howe, the players have checked out. You know, Gordon's not going to play. He wants a move. Tino Livermento's been playing badly. He wants a move.
Yeah.
Sandro Tonali was actually all right last weekend, but his agent really wants him to get a move. So we're in a huge transition. Like, it's a massive rebuild this summer for Newcastle. And that's why I don't trust Eddie Howe to do it after listing the names of players I've just said who he's wasted money on. So this weekend, it doesn't really matter, mate. I tell you what, Newcastle are very lucky that Spurs are very bad. Because if they could string a few results together, I'm telling you, we would be in trouble.
Nah, come on, Matty. I'm used to you walking out of stadiums confident, giving me absolute pelters. And now you're telling me if Spurs were a bit better, you'd be around that. No, come on.
Mate,
I've been watching Newcastle week in, week out, so I don't really know. I've just seen the past results haven't been great. A lot of 2-1s in there, a lot of defeats. But really, is it that bad over up in Newcastle?
Bad. What are we? 42. Spurs are 31. If they could actually win a few of their last games, we're not going to win another game this season. We need the season to end. I want to see the World Cup. I don't care anymore. I want to see Bruno in a Brazil shirt, not Newcastle shirt. This is finished. It's game over.
Yeah. You've got obviously RCA, you've got Brighton coming up, Forest away. West Ham, you should be all right at home. Fulham away for your last couple of games.
But if they're fighting for the lives, West Ham will beat us, I'll tell you that.
So what are you saying? Are you saying he comes to the Emirates and doesn't change anything, does the same as he always does? Or I've seen you guys come to Emirates and stink out the place. For some reason, that game sticks in my memory. The 0-0 where you guys were time wasting, you were just frustrating Arsenal. Do you think he could, you're drinking your drink there, do you think he could potentially come to Emirates and do that? Or is he going to stick to trying to play this fast, like trying to get at Arsenal football?
We haven't played that type of football in months, unfortunately. You know, he blames the Champions League for that. He blames the tiredness, not having the depth, which is true in a sense, but he's the one that spent the money on certain players that aren't good enough. So he'll try and stink the place right out. It'll be awful, be very smelly, be very ugly. He'll be hoping for a damn burn 1-0, and that is my positive prediction. There's an early one for you, but I'll wait for you to ask me for another prediction when I give you the realistic one. But mate, it'll be terrible. It'll be an awful game, 5:30. Unless you turn up and try and get that goal difference sorted out, this will be an ugly, ugly game.
Well, that's good to know, because that's your now you're influencing my score prediction because of that. Because I didn't know which way they were going to go. I thought they'll try and do the let's try at Arsenal and put it on them, because some teams have got joy from that. We saw Southampton do that. We saw when City at the Carabao Cup did that. But if he's going to come here and stink it out, that is going to kill us. If he's going to sit deep, and I don't know, I haven't seen a team do low block in a few weeks, but that could really cause Arsenal problems. Couple questions before I get to score prediction. We're almost at the time. I'm going to ask you, do you see Eddie Howe being your manager next season then? Or is that a complete no, or do you think the board will keep him in?
We're hearing different things. The local press up here in Newcastle are saying that he's still got the full support, but other sort of members are like, PIF are in town next week. They're going to have a summit. They're going to assess and debrief the season, because it goes back to, well, why is it went so wrong and how are you going to fix it? Maybe they need to look at the transfer targets and sort that out, first of all. But are they going to give Eddie Howe another few £100 million to then get to the same point in November, December, and then have to sack him and then bring in a new manager to take over the players Eddie's just signed that they probably don't want? So big calls to be made, mate. If it was me, like I say, new era is what I'm going for. I think Eddie Howe's ideas and tactics have gone stale at the club, but I've got a feeling unless he completely loses it the next few games and right at the bottom in the thick of it, then they probably will just be like, oh, well, see if we can go again. Got a new sporting director, got a new CEO. Not for me.
Interesting. Second question, and then I'll get a score prediction after this. Who wins the Premier League title this season?
Oh, I still have a funny feeling it's going to be Arsenal. I think City last night, only winning 1-0. City, the odd tougher game. But then you losing at Bournemouth, I think it probably will be very tight, but Arsenal just edged. I hope they do anyway for you, mate. I hope they do anyway.
Good, thank you. That's a nice Matty Renon. And the last score prediction for the game against Arsenal this Saturday. Talk to me. What do you think it's going to be?
Like I say, if I'm being optimistic, if we outside and we're having a bit of banter, then I would be giving it the 1-0 down being 1-0 to Tonali, something like that. But I'm going to see it 2-0 Arsenal, unfortunately.
Fair. Well, listen, thank you very much, Matty Renon, for joining me. Make sure you guys go check him out, like I mentioned at the top of this video. Thank you very much. We're going to go back now to the preview. Take care, my brother. Well, he's talking about manager. He doesn't want his manager there for next season as well. He's spoken about a few things. There's a lot of problems. He's talking about Watermada. He's not even playing. He's not playing or hasn't been as good as what we saw when he started the season. He scored against us, let's not forget, down at St James's Park. There's a lot of issues there. He thinks they're going to come here and stink the place out.
Yeah, I fully expect them to park the bus. They're not going to try and engage us up the pitch.
They
will have a plan. They've got a very physical, robust midfield. It will be built around that. Containment and hitting us on the break. They'll have a Sulu up top, and he's quick. Mm-hmm. And he, on his day, he can cause problems. So they do have threats. Okay, with that game plan in mind, and some of the players that we mentioned not going to be there, Anthony Gordon, I think Livermento's out as well. What is your score predictions, boys? Right, so I'm going to try and keep it positive, even though I've bemoaned our plight in front of goal. I'm thinking that this weekend the players will put in a performance. To be fair to them, they did improve on the level of performance against City, just that the finishing was pretty below par. But I'm hoping against hope, the occasion, the stadium will be packed, they'll feed off the vibes of the crowd, etc., etc. I'm going for an Arsenal win, 2-0. Because Newcastle at the moment are so bad that I do fancy us to win. Matty Renon, he said in his head scoreline was 2-0 to Arsenal, but he said his heart is saying 1-0 Newcastle. What is your score prediction?
2-1 Newcastle. I've just got to be honest. I've got to be honest.
I thought we had you. I thought you were starting to I know you were that last little bit about the player, about the attack was a bit negative, but I thought we had you. Is that reverse psychology? You're saying that, hoping that we win and then...
Do you know what? The honest truth, I just don't trust these players. Right. I don't trust these players. I don't trust the management. It's you've done too much, man. Now, do you know, Arteta, I was thinking about this. I feel like Arsenal and Arteta could actually do such damage to this fan base in terms of trust. It's not a joke. It's actually not a joke. What they've actually done and could actually do this season, being top for X amount of days again and not getting over the line, going out of 2 competitions in the space of a week, not getting over the line in the Champions League. What more do Arsenal need to do to actually make you disprove?
No, but you have to be a little bit positive.
So my thing is, we just said 5 games. They're not leaving London. You can see it. That they should be able to believe it. Do you not feel like as fans as well, we should say 5 games left? Let's just back the whole thing to the end. There's only 5.
Hold on, there's a difference. Am I backing the players? Yeah. Do I think they're going to perform? No. It's not. If I can go out there and perform and do something to make a difference, I will try my best.
Yeah, fair.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't believe these players have got it up here. You have to have heart. You have to have something different.
You know what?
These men don't have it.
To Lee, right?
They don't have it.
You can't really argue with what he's saying because until Arsenal do that, you can't. There's always going to be doubts, right?
Every game I've come out here, I was confident. When I was confident, I thought we was going to win. We won. When I said we weren't going to win, go and check the comments. People kill me, but we don't perform. The sporting game, everyone's we go out and perform, do 0-0. Come on, man! Like we are shocking. We're so through bad.
To a semi. I would go as far as to say that if we don't beat Newcastle,
it's over.
It's over.
Yeah. This we
have to be.
We've been given a lot.
We got told that 3 years ago. If we don't beat West Ham, if we don't beat Southampton last season, if we don't beat Liverpool, it happens every year. It is literally knock, knock, knock. Arsenal are here. You know what's we don't stand up. So why do I have to now start believing and pretending that we're gonna win? It happens every year. Every single year, until you prove me right, wrong. Sorry, until you prove me wrong and actually show me that you can do something like what Arsene Wenger's doing there.
You know what, Cecil? I'm of the view, and I've always been of this view, that form is temporary, class is permanent. These players have not become bad players overnight, or even ordinary players. They've got some very good players in this team, and the form recently has not been great. But I'm hoping against hope that they will find it within themselves to put in a performance. You're facing a team at the moment let's be honest, they're not in a good moment, as they say in football. We're at home, we need it more than they do. and I think we'll get the job done. How we get the job done is not really that important, to be honest. We just need the win.
Okay, well, I'm going to go...
We need to get back to winning ways. I think it's, 1 win in 6, is it?
Yeah. Well, yes, 1 win in 6. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to
It
be
may not be pretty.
It's not going to be
but
pretty
just
till
need
the end of
win.
the season. Listen, I hope Arteta's going to try and change something. I don't think he will. I'm going to go...
I think if he doesn't change something, then...
Listen, we know what's coming. Yeah, we know what's coming.
We know
yeah.
what we know, right? And again, Laurie, I hear everything you're saying, and again, I'm sure, and I'm just talking wide overarching point here. I'm sure everyone in the comment, why is he so negative? Why is he so this and this, that and that? Just say what you see in front of you. I can't fabricate something which we don't have any showing of doing before. We haven't won. We've had so many.
Football is a mad game.
It is a mad game. It is a mad game. But when you, and I know you have, again, I told you this a few weeks ago, you have to go through adversity to get out the other time to win a league. You have to. That was from Matisse a few years ago.
True.
He said
No
that.
leagues
I
easy.
think that's so
he said
true.
it's the best thing he said he's heard of content creators. Yeah.
Honestly, the best thing I think I've ever heard is that you have to go for adversity to win. I don't think you can ever win anything plain sailing.
Yeah.
You can't. But what I do think about Arsenal is that we don't have players that have it up there. I think about Gabriel, right? Gabriel and Magalhaes.
Yeah.
You see the mistakes and the things that he was doing against Haaland. The last 3-4 times he's played him, had him on ropes, shackles. Now, in the crunch moment, making a silly mistake. It just happens, and these players, they don't show me anything near what they normally do or how they perform. I can't pretend that these players are now going to just think, oh yeah, 5 games, let's switch up. They're not. The pressure's on.
With respect, though, I don't think Gabriel Magalhaes was a problem. We know.
No. I'm just saying. Like, he's just like a small.
Our
small
problems,
difference,
bro, are further up the pitch. So the defence has been fine. Okay, he may have dropped the level a little bit. I don't think Haaland had an overly great game against him. He had 1 chance and he put it away. And that is the difference between City and Arsenal. We had good chances in that game. Havertz had 2 unbelievable chances. He spurned them both.
Okay, well,
can I just say very quickly as well, like my positivity in this game will be linked to the team that I see play on Saturday as well. I want to see us be a little bit more, how can I put it, forthright. So for example, do we need 2 holding midfielders against Newcastle on Saturday? No, we don't. I'd like to see both Eze and Odegaard on the pitch. I want to see Gyökeres back up top. And I want to see us go for it.
I was going to say, I know we've got a wrap. What's your score prediction?
You've gone 2-0, you've gone 2-1 Newcastle. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
All right, cool. Gyökeres or Havertz up front?
You want the truth? I actually just don't even care.
Right, cool. You said Gyökeres.
Gyökeres all day long. That's why we bought him.
Don't even care.
He's a number 9 that scores goals.
Go and score goals. Listen, thank you all for watching. I thought this was going to bring me up this preview. I was hoping. I just spoke to Lee before he came out here. They gave me a bit new lease of life, but. It's tough. Let's just hope Arsenal can get over the line. Let's not forget where we are. Still in the Champions League. I'm doing all the positive stuff. We're second currently, but only by goals scored. Let's hope we can change that come Saturday, 5:30 PM against Newcastle here at the Emirates. Thank you for watching. Like this video and a big thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this preview. We'll see you again soon. We'll see you in Uganda. Take care.